Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Wednesday at noon and is uploaded to our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page to watch on demand. Today is July 17th, 2019, and now the news at noon.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, the morning commute took longer than usual for drivers east of Durango, where a two-vehicle crash led to significant delays around the Elmores Corner intersection. The crash occurred about 7:50 a.m. when a newer model silver Ford F-150 attempted to turn left from Highway 160 onto Colorado Highway 172 and collided with an older model white Chevy Tahoe traveling east toward Bayfield. The Chevy Tahoe rolled onto its left side, they said. The driver of the Ford F-150, identified as Pablo Aguilar, age 90, was taken to Mercy Regional Medical Center with moderate injuries. He was treated and transferred, according to his hospital spokeswoman. His condition and location were not disclosed. The driver of the Chevy Tahoe was treated on scene. Both drivers wore seatbelts. Chmielewski said no drugs, alcohol, or excessive speed are suspected to be factors in the crash. Aguilar was cited with careless driving causing injury.
From the Journal, photo Patrick Armijo. The Montezuma County Sheriff's Office has arrested a woman suspected in an alleged homicide west of Mancos just 2 weeks ago. On July 4th, a 60-year-old Arizona man was found dead at 7850 Road 37 west of Mancos, according to the Sheriff's Office. Deborah Galen Riddle, age 56, who lives at that same address, was arrested Tuesday and charged with second-degree murder, said Sheriff Steve Nowlin. Nowlin said that the case is now under the jurisdiction of the District Attorney's Office. District Attorney Will First declined to comment at this time, citing the ongoing investigation. According to case documents from prior reporting, a woman called Montezuma County Dispatch at about 8:45 a.m. on July 4th to report that David Allen Mooney of Chino Valley, Arizona, was unresponsive and not breathing. An ambulance and a sheriff's deputy were dispatched, and Mooney was pronounced dead at the scene. It appeared that the man had been dead for several hours and had died at the residence, Nowlin said. The manner of death was not released, and the suspected weapon was not identified. An autopsy was performed, said Montezuma County Coroner George Devers, but the final report was not complete. Nowlin and Devers declined to comment further. Mooney has a residence in Arizona, but he had been working in the area as a truck driver for the summer. He was living at the Mancos residence before his death.
From the Cortez Journal, 2 cases of the vesicular stomatitis virus, a disease that primarily affects livestock, have been confirmed in La Plata County, according to state health officials. The Colorado Department of Agriculture announced the confirmed cases last week in La Plata County, as well as 12 cases in both Larimer and Weld counties. The animals affected have been quarantined. The department, however, did not specify what type of animals had the virus or an exact location. The virus can affect cattle, horses, and swine, as well as sheep, goats, and llamas. Symptoms can include excessive salivation, lesions in the mouth, nostrils, and feet, lesions in the mouth, nostrils, and feet, lack of appetite, and lameness. A team roping competition planned for the Montezuma County Fair on Saturday, July 27th, was canceled because of fear of spreading the virus. Deaths are rare, according to Iowa State University Center for Food Security and Public Health, but lesions can be painful, and left untreated, some animals may lose their hooves. The virus is no longer endemic to the U.S., but periodically spreads north from Mexico and South America.
Reported by the Journal photo Lisa Schwantes, CDOT. Crews this past Tuesday completed paving a section of Colorado Highway 145 damaged by the fall of Memorial Rock and a larger boulder. They came tumbling down May 24th, Memorial Day weekend, about 10 miles north of Dolores. Colorado Department of Transportation crews will take another week to add a guardrail along the boulder, complete ditch work, restripe, and do shoulder cleanup, said Lisa Schwantes, the CDOT spokeswoman. For the next week, travelers should expect 5 to 15-minute delays at the site near mile marker 21 as workers put the finishing touches on a $1.3 million hastily arranged repair job. We're having a problem with people stopping and hiking to get their picture taken next to the rock, Schwantes said. I understand the curiosity and fascination about the rock, but it fell on private property. We have people jumping the fence, crawling under the fence. We want to be respectful of private property owners. Work is expected to be done on the project July 26, Schwantes said. She also said sightseers are putting their and workers' lives at risk when they stop to hike to the rock. The problem, she said, happens a few times a day as people pull over just outside the work zone and hike to satisfy their curiosity or to get a selfie near the boulder. When the project is complete, Schwantes said motorists should notice a wider shoulder alongside the northbound lane. She said crews were able to add another 4 feet to the northbound land shoulder as part of the project. CDOT, Schwantes said, they said they don't have the funding to purchase additional right-of-way that would allow for a pull-off to allow travelers the opportunity to pull over and gawk at the big chunk of Dakota sandstone. No sign or roadside marker is planned to note Memorial Rock, she said. On May 24th, a 90-foot-long block like sandstone sheared off and broke into 2 massive boulders that plunged 1,000 feet onto the roadway, narrowly missing 3 vehicles, that according to witnesses. The boulder on the highway, which was blown to smithereens, was estimated to be 48 feet long, 18 feet wide, and 18 feet high. It weighed about 2.3 million pounds, according to the CDOT spokeswoman. The other boulder, Memorial Rock, crossed the highway and, quote, blew out an 8-foot trench, which was estimated to be 50 feet long, 50 feet wide, and 26 feet high, and weighs 8.5 million pounds.
According to the Journal, a dispute between Delta Montrose Electric Association and Tri-State Transmission and Generation, Southwest Colorado's wholesale electricity supplier, is less likely to shed light on how to leave a contract with Tri-State because the two groups have reached a settlement rather than go to court. La Plata Electric Association is interested in buying out its contract with Tri-State, in part because the wholesaler caps how much renewable power LPEA can purchase from outside sources, limiting LPEA's access to renewable power. LPEA officials were watching the case between DMEA and Tri-State in hopes it might reveal how an exit fee from Tri-State is calculated. DMEA and Tri-State filed paperwork this week with the Colorado Public Utilities Commission, announcing they have reached a settlement in a dispute over how much DMEA should pay to exit its contract with Tri-State. However, the details of the settlement are subject to the approval of Tri-State's and DMEA's board. More information about the settlement is expected to be available through PUC filings at the end of the week. Both Tri-State and DMEA representatives declined to comment for this story. It's unknown whether details of the settlement will be released, but LPEA officials are worried pertinent details as to how a buyout fee was determined will not be made public, LPEA's board president Bob Lynch said. And now let's take a look at the weather.
First of all, there is a red flag warning until 8 p.m. tonight, Wednesday, July 17th. Remember, if you see smoke, please call the dispatch office in case they have not yet been notified in Dolores County. That number is 970-677-2257. Today, it's supposed to be sunny with a high near 90 degrees, breezy with a south-southeast wind, 10 to 20 miles an hour, becoming west-southwest in the afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 58, south winds 10 to 15, decrease to 5 to 10 miles an hour after midnight, but those winds could be gusty up to 25 miles an hour. And Thursday, sunny with a high near 90, southeast winds 5 to 15 miles an hour, become southwest in the morning. Thursday night, clear with a low around 56, southwest winds 5 to 10 become south-southeast after midnight. Again, winds could gust to 20 miles an hour. And hot again on Friday, sunny with a high near 90 degrees. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming southwest in the morning with windy gusts to 20 once again. And then Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 57. And looking to the weekend, Saturday is looking sunny with a high near 89 degrees. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 58. And again, nice and sunny for Sunday with a high near 88 degrees. Sunday night, partly cloudy with with a low around 59, and hopefully slightly cooling a bit into next week, with Monday forecast for mostly sunny skies with a high near 87. Monday night, a chance of showers and thunderstorms may set up with mostly cloudy skies and a low around 59. And now back to the news.
From the Cortez Journal, the Trump administration's plan to move the government's largest land management office from Washington to Colorado evoked a mix of praise, criticism, and questions on Tuesday. The Bureau of Land Management scheduled a formal announcement of its plans Tuesday afternoon. A day earlier, delighted Republican lawmakers said the Bureau's headquarters would move to Grand Junction, Colorado, and about 300 jobs would be relocated to Colorado, Nevada, Utah, and other western states. The Bureau, part of the Interior Department, oversees nearly 388,000 square miles, that's 1 billion square kilometers, of public land, and 99% is in 12 western states. Those lands produce oil, gas, and coal, and ranchers graze livestock on them as well. Gardner released a letter from the Interior Department Tuesday confirming a move to Grand Junction, a city of about 63,000 people, 250 miles west of Denver. Bill Stringer, a Uintah County, Utah commissioner and retired Bureau of Land Management employee, said it's a good idea to put more agency employees closer to where the action is and in the same time zone as many of the ranchers who seek permits on public land.
Reported in the Journal, courtesy photo. The Dolores Visitor Center could face closure if it loses the bulk of its regular funding from the Montezuma County Lodgers Tax Committee. That was reported by the new Dolores Chamber of Commerce manager, Susan Lysek. The tax committee typically grants the Dolores Chamber and Visitor Center $28,000 a year out of a fund derived from a 1.9% lodgers tax levied on hotel room rates in the county. The Mancos Valley Chamber has been receiving a similar amount each year. But last month, the Lodgers Tax Committee indicated it no longer wants to be the main funding source for both chambers, and it proposed to significantly reduce funding beginning in 2020. One idea is to build up a reserve from lodgers taxes to help support a proposed convention and events center or other asset to attract visitors. During a town hall meeting with county commissioners, Lysek defended the use of lodgers tax money to support the Dolores Visitor Center and to put on special events. She said it aligns with state statutes that outline how lodgers taxes must be spent on promoting local tourism. The statutes also allow the money to be used for tourist information centers. Chamber dues from local businesses support the Chamber's local marketing efforts, Lysek said, and the lodgers tax money goes towards special festivals like Escalante Days and for operating and staffing the Dolores Visitor Center at 201 Railroad Avenue. Quote, the Visitor Center assists traveling tourists, sending them to area attractions like Boggy Draw, the river, and Mesa Verde. Otherwise, they might just drive through town, she said. We take phone calls from around the world from people wanting to visit our area. We are small, but we support our community and need the lodgers tax funding. The 1.9% Montezuma County lodgers tax typically generates between $150,000 to $170,000 per year. The tax is excluded in the city of Cortez, which has its own lodgers tax. According to state statute, county lodgers tax cannot exceed 2%. A 5-member lodgers tax committee appointed by the Board of County Commissioners oversees disbursement to various local tourism agencies who request the funding each year. There are currently 3 members on the commission: Ryan Bartlett, Lee Cloy, and Darlene Dennison. There are 2 open seats. Every May, the County Commission votes to approve the annual disbursement of the tax revenue presented by the tax committee. The commissioners reminded town officials that there are open seats on the committee and they welcome applicants. Committee members must be in the lodging or tourism business. Keeping the commissioners informed about Dolores' tourism efforts was also suggested and could influence how the money is distributed. Quote, we have some say when the tax committee presents to us, said Commissioner Larry Don Sukla. I want to know what is going on in Dolores and Mancos and what the money is going to be spent on. I'd love to see a proposal. Town officials disagreed with Lodgers Tax Committee opinion that funding the chambers was not the best use of the money. Quote, our chamber does a good job and I'd like an explanation how they think we are misusing the funds, said Dolores Town Board member Val Trulson. The announcement to reduce chamber funding has caused some strife, and the Lodgers Tax Committee canceled a meeting last week with the Dolores Chamber. In an email to Lysek, Bartlett said lodgers tax money is supposed to be spent, quote, exclusively to bring additional tourism dollars into our county. The money was never meant to be used to run a chamber or to keep the chamber afloat. Dolores Chamber member Shauna Valdez disagreed. Quote, chambers qualify for the funding because the money is spent on advertising and marketing, she said. Bartlett said he is open to setting up another meeting with the chambers in cooperation with other committee members. Quote, nothing is set in stone, of course, he said. If we were to find a much larger amount in the lodgers' tax coffers next year, that might help a bit.
According to the Cortez Journal, residents in southwest Colorado purchasing insurance off the state healthcare exchange next year could see the cost of their premiums fall an average of 30%. The State Division of Insurance announced Tuesday that insurance companies have proposed cheaper insurance premiums through the state health exchange, Connect for Health Colorado, for the first time. However, the lower costs are contingent on federal funding that has not yet been approved. In La Plata County, about 3,000 people purchased insurances for 2019 on the exchange set up by the Affordable Care Act. In Montezuma County, about 800 customers purchased insurance through the exchange. The exchange serves those that are not insured by their employer or government-run programs such as Medicaid or Medicare. The savings for consumers could be achieved through a new reinsurance program that was a priority for Governor Jared Polis's administration and passed to the Colorado legislature at the end of the session. Reducing healthcare costs for Colorado families has been a primary focus of my administration, and today we are seeing the first signs that our hard work is paying off, Polis said in a written statement. The reinsurance program is expected to provide funding for insurance companies to cover partially high-cost insurance claims between $30,000 and $400,000, said Joe Hannell, a spokesman for Colorado Health Institute. The fund lowers financial risk for insurance companies that operate on the exchange and allows them to lower premiums.
From KDVR Fox 31, it's not your typical neighborhood fixture, but people who live in the Bel Air Estates in Aurora believe the two towering light poles that stand watch over the entrance to their community will help keep it safe. It's the world's first tool built for neighborhoods to solve crime, said Garrett Langley, founder and CEO of Flock Safety. Langley says they've partnered with 10 different communities across Metro Denver. High-tech cameras sit on 2 of the light poles in the shade of a single solar panel. The devices can also read license plates. According to Flock Safety's website, 70% of all serious crimes involve a vehicle. Quote, I have a sense of security when it's there, said resident Jeff Rollins. But not everybody likes the idea of being watched. The poles include red and white signs saying there is 24/7 surveillance. Another example, in my opinion, of when our technology outstrips our morals and ethics, said Steve Beatty, Metropolitan State University professor of computer science. Quote, are we comfortable with our neighbors knowing about our movements, and if so, at what detail level? Langley says the company does not legally own the footage, rather the homeowners association they partner with. The company deletes the footage every 30 days unless there is a police investigation that places a hold on the evidence. But Beatty says deleting the footage regularly doesn't mean the data is safe. Quote, there are vulnerabilities in every single system out there, and so we never ask ourselves in computer security if, we ask ourselves when, Beatty said. There is an option to opt out for residents in the neighborhood and request their cars not be recorded. Langley says on the flip side, if that car was to be stolen, there would be no footage to help police. Quote, it's an inevitable reality that there are going to be cameras everywhere, whether it's an iPhone in your pocket or a stationary camera on a light pole. The question is not will they exist, the question is who owns the footage, Langley said.
From the Cortez Journal, Mancos will soon have a new park on the north side of town. The park will be in the Creekside subdivision at the northwest corner of Angel Way and North Willow Street. It includes a playground selected by Dolores Elementary School students and fills a need for a park in the northern area of Mancos, town staff say. Alvarez added that the park's location is very important because of the increased growth the north side of Mancos has experienced in recent years. The park's arrival means that children won't have to cross the highway to find park space. The playground equipment arrived last week and is being installed. Town staff are waiting on a few parts to come in, but expect it will wrap up by middle to late August, Alvarez said. The project originally was budgeted at $60,000, with $45,000 supplied by a Great Outdoors Colorado grant, and the rest was provided by the town of Mancos, according to Alvarez.
And today's High Canyon Country happenings. The rural Click It or Ticket enforcement period will run through July 21st. The Colorado Department of Transportation, the Colorado State Patrol, and local law enforcement agencies this week began a week-long Click It or Ticket seatbelt enforcement period focusing on rural areas of Colorado. Adult drivers can be ticketed for violating the seatbelt law if they are stopped for another traffic violation. All drivers under 18 and their passengers, regardless of age, are required to wear seatbelts. Teens can be pulled over for not wearing a seatbelt or having passengers without seatbelts. Drivers can be stopped and ticketed if an officer sees an unrestrained or improperly restrained child under the age of 16 in the vehicle. Fines for not buckling up in Colorado start at $65, and parents or caregivers caught with an improperly restrained child can receive a minimum fine of $82. For more information, you can go online to codot.gov/safety/seatbelts. And the 16th annual La Plata Archuleta Cattlemen's Association Chuck Wagon Cook-Off will take place in conjunction with Fiesta Days at 5 p.m. July 27th at the La Plata County Fairgrounds, 2500 Main Avenue. 6 chuck wagons from around Colorado will compete to provide meals in the tradition of the late 1800s. People may watch wagons chefs prepare meals in cast iron cookware over an open fire. An authentic dinner will be served at 5 p.m. Advanced tickets are available at $20 at the Basin Co-op, 26103 Highway 160. The money raised at the cook-off contributes towards local scholarships. For more information, call 759-5629 or email lczaub@gmail.com. And there is a job opportunity at our Dolores County Extension Office seeking a part-time position after school STEM AmeriCorps. For more information on that, you can call them at 970-677-2283. And all of these happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, original stories, and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us by email dcbnnews@gmail.com or call the station 970-677-4119.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is available online on our YouTube channel and our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page on demand.
Please be sure to like us there on Facebook and join in on the news of our area. And of course, please share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.